Bollinger Bands are a failure. I know what you're thinking. You use them daily, they work, you backtested them, but does a backtest of 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month really mean that a strategy works over the long term? Well, the answer is exactly in this video, and this is exactly why I'm doing it. Because I hate seeing short videos on YouTube or TikTok where they show you the perfect entry and you see the perfect result, you make a lot of money, but then they don't really show you the real history of a strategy that uses only Bollinger Bands. So today, what we're doing is exactly testing over years of data what happens when you use Bollinger Bands alone, just Bollinger Bands, how they are meant to be used. And in this regard, for those who don't know what Bollinger Bands are, they are an indicator similar to moving averages, but they are used in the opposite way. Bollinger Bands are more for a mean reversion strategy. Technically, you should go short when the price goes above the upper band, and you should go long when the price goes below the lower band. Well, today we will see exactly what happens when you do that over years of data. We will try them on 2 different instruments, and the second one will leave you shocked. So stay tuned till the end, because we will begin with the bad part and we'll end with the good one. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, we are here. As you can see, this is the code that we are going to use. So I'm showing you exactly what the code is. I want full transparency on this. And as you can see, there are 2 versions of this expert advisor. We will start with this one, which is the one that I talked to you about before. This is the standard Bollinger Bands strategy. Okay. So, as I said before, you enter short when the upper band gets broken, and you enter long when the lower band gets broken. This is exactly what the code here says. Okay. C2 is the condition to go short, C1 is the condition to go long. So you know exactly what you're looking at now. Let's go straight to the strategy. I will show you the inputs, so it is not just what you have seen. There are just a little bit more inputs, but that algorithm is on the market and I'm selling it, so I don't want to show it all, but for transparency, I wanted to show you at least the basic conditions, how they work. Okay, as you can see, there are a bunch of parameters, but we don't really care about them much. So we only care about standard deviation and the length of the Bollinger Bands. They are the standard ones. I did not change them, and I have no intention of doing it in this video. You can try it at home if you download the free demo of my algorithm, but there is actually no need to do it for this specific video. Your DST is false, stuff is uninteresting to you. What we care about the most is start time, end time, and close at 10, and version, of course. Everything else is useless. Yeah, we don't consider stop loss and take profit. I just put a 5% stop. That is enormous. It is just for extraordinary situations. It will never get triggered. It's there just as a safety net, just because I want to show you that you need a stop loss even when it's not usually required. You may wonder why I'm not using stop loss and take profit, because they are overrated, and most of the times they overfit an expert advisor very much. So you, at least if you don't have a dynamic stop or take profit, but that needs to be calculated in some ways. And in this case, this code doesn't have that inside. I never do that actually. So stop loss and take profit, really, I rarely use them. If I do, it's just because I backtested that they work for a long period of time. Anyway, let's start with the basic setup. So we trade start time and end time are the trading hours. So we trade every time, anytime. Okay. We don't discriminate on trading hours. So the code will enter anytime it can. And close at end means that the position gets closed when end time is reached. Okay, in this case, it is false, so we never close the position, not even at midnight. We keep it open unless another entry gets triggered in the other direction. So, for example, if we are short, when the price breaks below the lower band, it will reverse the position and will go long. So that's how this code will work. That is exactly how you should use Bollinger Bands. At least that's what the guru say. So let's start with the calculation. As you can see, sorry, I didn't specify one thing. The algorithm will only enter trades when a candle is closed. Okay, so for this specific reason, we can use the 1 minute OHLC modeling. Okay, we don't need the every tick based on real ticks. Who says the opposite doesn't know how backtest work. Okay, so you need not to worry. This works perfectly and it is much weaker. So honestly, guys, I suggest it to you if you are doing back tests of this kind. We will use M30 because I like it, but don't worry, I will show you other time frames as well to show you the results in other time frames as well. So let's start. This is the test, guys. We are starting from 2017, from the start of the data that I have, and we end at 2026, the current day that I'm registering. This 24 August. As you can see, guys, this is the result. So I think it speaks for itself. As you can see, as I said before, I'm not surprised if when you backtest it, you can have 1 month, 2 months, 3 months where it works pretty well. As you can see here, for example, from the 17th of September of 2020, you get quite the explosion of price. Okay, you get a significant increase for a period of 3 months, if I so correct. And this happens again over here lately in October of 2025, and then it ended at February of 2026. But as a manual trader, how can you know that a strategy works, will keep working in the future? Well, technically, you don't know it with the automatic trading as well, but you have much longer data that supports your thesis, okay? Your algorithm. So when you manual trade, what happens to you? If you are in this situation, okay, maybe you started using it here. You saw the backtest and it worked. Then you started using it and you made profits, and then your balance collapses. Okay, you see something like that. What are you gonna think? Oh my God, trading doesn't work. I am the one who messes up. I'm wrong. I made the wrong decisions. That's what you think, okay? Because you don't know that the strategy has cycles inside of it. Okay. To be more comfortable with the strategy, you need to know that in the cycles where it loses money, it will lose less money than when it gains them. Okay. Here, as you can see, we are looking at 9 years of backtest. And in 9 years, this strategy didn't gain a single dollar. Okay. Not even $1. It actually went negative. Okay. And if you think it's the time frame is the problem, I will show you page 1, which is the most used usually. Here below in the mid, I can see my algorithm working in, this is a real account, guys. This is a client account. This is the hour time frame. It is even worse than the other one. It's even worse. As you can see, this is the full backtest, the data, the final data. Okay. Especially on February, you have a collapse of the price, on March as well, but you don't have real gaining periods. Yeah, you could trade only on Tuesday, but really, all this effort to gain, how much is it? 20K, maybe less. 20K in 9 years. 20K is 20% of this account, guys, because I'm using 1 lot per trade on a 100K account. So we are talking about nothing, literally. If we want to check the 4-hour, I don't remember what it happens in the 4 hours, so we will discover it together. But as you can see, guys, this is what it is. It does even trades less than 300, so I would never suggest a trade strategy that makes so much less trades. It's too low of a number to be sure that the backtest that you are seeing is solid, is valid. It is too little time. So let's go back to the 30 minutes, and together we will do a little bit of calculations. So now you will see how I usually use trading algorithm, and I don't really I'll show you why. I don't really like having this level of swaps. Okay, I don't want, we would have been even positive without the swap. Okay, The swap is too costly, guys, so I don't like it. And I've seen that many times it's better to cut off a trade in at the end of the day, so before midnight. So we will activate close at 10, put here 2020, 22, and we will start at 2 a.m. So from 2 a.m. to 10 p.m., we will see what happens. Okay? Do not expect anything different in this case, guys, okay? This will be quite bad. As you can see, it is messy as before, okay? If not even slightly worse, that's normal. And we will backtest together to find the maybe best trading hours. Okay, now I will show you also how I do a backtest, a proper backtest. We will end the backtest at 2023 because we need to have out of sample data to verify if our calculations are correct. So when I'm done, I will come back to you guys. Okay, guys, as you can see, we finished the optimization, and now we will look for the right, probably here around. Yeah. Okay. These are all the possible combinations that you can have with these specific times. Okay. So every hour you have a new calculation, and I will ignore all the ones with the start time that is above the end time. You still see the results, but just because there is an internal calculation in the code that makes sure that the time zone is aligned with the data. So we will use the first one here. That should be even slightly good since we from 4 to 1 a.m. 1 p.m. and looks, honestly, guys, it is pathetic because it is just 25k profit, but I'm doing this only for the purpose of showing you what happens when you optimize something. And here you have 4:40 for 2 p.m. and actually it is similar, so it makes you feel more comfortable in trying this setup. So we'll go with 1 a.m. and the result is this one. So you may think, okay, this is not too bad. This is improving. It's in 2 years, it made like 10% per year, more or less, on average. Maybe a little less because here we are at the end of the year. Yeah. Like 7%, 6, 7%. But we will now see what happens with the out of sample data. And I will show you why sometimes it doesn't really work well when a strategy doesn't work from the beginning. As you can see, the price collapses. Sorry, the balance collapses. Not as violently as before, but it still does. And you can see that in the last 2 years, it just went down without ever recovering. So what does this mean? That Bollinger Bands never work on the British pound for sure. From my experience, the Forex market is quite bad, honestly, for strategies like this. So yeah, when you have a strategy like Bollinger Bands that is really not working, that it is doing so many trades, because there are plenty of trades here, but it is not really working by itself, and you see this continuing movement sideways over the long period of time, guys, this is quite messy. So it doesn't really work well. So what are we gonna say, that Bollinger Bands are a failure for real? On here, yes, at least on how we should use them. But I have a surprise for you guys, as I said at the beginning of this video, and you will see what happens when you try them on the gold. Okay, on gold. We will keep the standard hours. Okay. We will not use, I will not show it to you without the closure at the end of the day. Honestly, it's just worse. So I will not waste your time this way. And as you can see, guys, it is crap. Okay, as you can see, it is even worse than the British pound. And you may already say, Daniele, but you said at the beginning that it was better than the first one. Yeah. And what you're seeing on the screen is exactly why I said that. Because I'm not yet crazy, guys, or maybe I am, but not for this. As you can see, the expected payoff is $32. It is not very high in absolute value, but it is something we can work on, okay? And especially, I was very interested by the sudden late acceleration, okay? Because it lost like 50K in 1 year, maybe even less. So I want to try using the other version of the algorithm. So what does this mean for us? We will not use the Bollinger Bands as they are supposed to be used, but in the opposite way. We will go long when the price breaks above the upper band, and we will go short when the price breaks below the lower band. Okay, we are always talking about candle closes. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, this is fine. Okay, don't cry about the fact that I'm not using everything based on real ticks, because it doesn't matter. If you want to be sure that I'm not messing around with you, you can just click the link below, download the demo of my algorithm, and try it for yourself. So let's go. And now you can see that it is even better in the first period. As you can see, it is already better. And look at how it explodes now. Because before, at 2025, it collapsed and it didn't continue to work. Okay, but with the previous strategy, it would have kept going down abruptly, even worse than how it did till that moment. And as you can see here, from May of 2024, the price completely exploded. Really completely exploded. Okay, and honestly, I was surprised as well when I tried this, because I wanted to make this video. And in my idea, there wasn't. This shouldn't have happened. I didn't expect this. So it was quite a nice surprise for me as well. And I couldn't have a real out of sample data, since this is my basic setup. So this is exactly how I usually start testing a trading algorithm, with the same 2 to 10 p.m. closing at the end of the day. So really, I had no way of changing the backtest. So the only thing I can tell you is that when I actually backtested this, it was April of 2026, sorry. And as you can see, it still went up. Okay, so I wanted to have real out of sample data, but you will have to trust me, because I will not be able to show it to you now. So as you can see, this is the profit. So actually it is 300%, okay, on the initial balance, but I want to show you specifically the period of time that has seen the explosion in price. Okay, let's see it together. This is exactly how it is. Okay, guys. And okay, on MQL5 market, you will probably find many trading algorithms that show you perfect backtest for like 1 year, 2 years. But I wanted to show you also what happens before that period of time, because it can happen that certain strategies overperform over a certain period of time. Okay. And in the latest period, so in the last 2 years, this strategy has been amazing. Okay. And it is also quite simple to use. So I kept everything basic also for you to use it manually. Okay. In this way, you can trade manually with this strategy without the need of using an expert advisor. But for sure, to achieve such results, so to still keep having consistent results like these ones, as long as the strategy keeps working, as always, guys, this is not financial advice, but from the backtest, this is quite good. You would need to trade every single opportunity that the system identifies. So this is the only real issue, guys. So if you miss even 1 or 2 opportunities a day, you change the backtest. And that's the bad part, because you need to trade even at midnight, even when you sleep. And that can be, I understand that maybe you want to have a life outside of trading. So guys, if you want to download the demo, you can do it. You can find the link below. It is exactly the code that I showed to you here, okay? With the addition of these parameters, of course, the ones that I showed you before, all of these, okay? So you can also change these parameters and see what you consider better. Because, for example, this is my basic setup, but if you technically put 23 here, I tried this before when I backtested it, and as you can see, the result is even better because you have 338. Okay. It is even better. But even if you close earlier, it's not a big tragedy. So yeah, you have a little bit of flexibility over this algorithm. That just means how much good this strategy has been lately, regardless of the hour you are trading it with. And this is really, really amazing, guys. So I think this is it. I think I showed you everything. So if you want to trade this strategy manually, guys, you can do it. But if you want at least to check on what hours you can actually trade and how the algorithm would have performed in these last 2.5 years, you can download the demo from my link below. It is completely free. And after that, you can test different hours from here, different time zones, depending on the broker you use. So you can try all of these and verify if you can use it manually and still be profitable. I've already backtested this strategy on other financial instruments as well, and I found a good one only in US 30 as of late, at least. I made one only on US 30. I didn't really try on the others. Forex is to avoid completely, at least from my experience. I mean, only with the strategy, of course. If you find a good strategy with the Forex market, it's totally fine. I am a gold lover, honestly, so I usually trade with gold, as you can see over here. These are open position currently, and they are all on gold. So my suggestion, guys, is backtest this strategy on paper trading account at first, if you want to use it, and then you can try it on a real account if you see it. As I said before, if you don't want to trade it manually, you can, of course, purchase my algorithm. The price is really low, but this is not a sales page. So this is an informational video, and I want to keep it that way. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see again in another video.